Welcome to UWA Wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. We have some great matches in store for you today. We'll have our first match right after this. Time for action, so let's get up into the ring.
It's time now for UWA action. This match will be one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing in the corner to my left, weighing in at 235 pounds from the Tar Heel State, Belton, North Carolina, terrific Tommy Seigler. In the corner to my right, weighing in at 230 pounds from the Sunshine State of Florida, Sarasota, beautiful Bruce Swayze.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have two very, very fine athletes in there tonight. These young men are really great wrestlers, great conditioned men. Bruce Swayze is sort of a muscle man, but he did not neglect his wrestling. So this should prove to be a very, very interesting match. Both these fellows are diligent trainers, and I think they will evidence that in their work. Beautiful go behind, takedown with an arm drag.
All right, wrestling fans, in the red, terrific Tommy Seigler, and he is some kind of an athlete from Belton, North Carolina. And the man in the rather colorful speckledy tights, Bruce Swayze, the beautiful one, and he is from Sarasota, Florida. Your referee is B.J. McElwee. There's a good shot of what
a double wrist lock, bros. This can really be punishing.
This is what Tommy Seigler is trying to do, and Swayze is trying to figure out a counter for this. And there's a rollover and takedown, and he still holds on to that wrist lock. He's kind of worked it up a little bit toward the shoulder now. And there's a good shot of it right there on your camera.
There's a lot of muscle in there, Buzz. That Tommy really does a lot of training.
Over to the ropes now, and we need a blade. Well, knowing Seigler, he'll give you a clean break, and he does. Now, I'm not too sure about Swayze. And the two men now size each other up.
You're right, Buzz. Swayze has been known to throw a shot in there once in a while.
They lock up, side headlock, and it switches around, comes up with a hammerlock. And you can see Ziegler trying to counter out of this. Hair pulling. Ziegler probably would like to have used a flying mare to get out of that, but Swayze, who is a pretty good wrestler, he got the leverage, moved out of the range of Ziegler. Now Ziegler is down. Swayze trying to hold on to that hammerlock.
He's trying to lie on a hammerlock, and when you lie on your hammerlock, when they have it on you like does, Buzz, you take the heat off of it. They can't push it up as far as they normally could.
Plus the fact you see the bridge there, and you notice how he rolled that shoulder up because the referee was ready to get down there and start counting. And you've got to have a strong neck to be able to bridge up like that. There he is, bridging again, getting that shoulder off the mat. Now he's actually trying to bridge right over on top of Swayze. Can he do it? Yes, he did. Swayze still holding on. And the count is going to go on Swayze.
By the trunks.
He grabbed a hold of the tights. B.J. McElwee checking for the shoulder. He didn't see that. B.J. was watching and trying to get in a position for a possible count. And so Mr. Swayze got away with something there. And again, Seigler will try to bridge his way out of this. There's a beautiful shot of him getting out of it. And Swayze still hanging on to that hammerlock. And you can see the referee trying to check the shoulders.
Swayze could possibly be defeated with his own hold if he isn't careful, Buzz.
There you see the referee digging right down there. Hey, he grabbed those tights again. Again, the referee didn't see it. Our ringsiders saw it, and they are trying to help the referee out.
You know, Buzz, that McElwee is right on the ball. He hasn't been refereeing very long, but he certainly is swift.
Count got to 2 there. There's another shot at Tommy Seigler. Nice-looking guy, excellent wrestler. From North Carolina, the count got to 2. He rolls over again. Swayze still holding on.
You know, both these athletes are in the prime of their lives. They're never going to be any better than they are right now.
Hey, he grabbed that hair. Now, we saw it, and so did our referee. And he says, come on, break it up. Well, Mr. Swayze is going to break it the hard way. He got in a couple of illegal tactics there to hold on to that hole, grabbing the tights and the hair, but the third time he tried it, he went to the well once too often. Ziegler's a little upset, and well, he should be, and the referee says, open up the fist. Now they lock up. Reverse 10 lock by Swayze.
You know, Buzz, in matchmaking, what I really attempt to do is match them as evenly as possible, which is many times difficult to do. But this certainly appears as if it's going to be an evenly matched match.
Oh, hey, a little knee play off of the ropes there. Referee call for the break. Swayze took the opportunity to bring the knee up to the small of the back. Now he decks Ziegler with a smash. Oh, solid. Right down on that shoulder, and he goes right back to that hammerlock. So looks like beautiful Bruce Swayze from Sarasota, Florida, feels as though he has found a weakness in the armor of Tommy Ziegler. And he has been really applying the pressure to the shoulder. That's the left shoulder of Tommy Ziegler. You can see Ziegler now, and the little wheels are just clicking around in his head. He's got to figure a counter to get out of this. Swayze really hanging on.
Well, as accomplished as Tommy is as a wrestler, he may not just break the hole, he may come up with something.
He bridges up. And the grabbing of the tights, and down he goes. And did the beautiful one get away with it again? Evidently he did. He's got that hammerlock on Tommy Ziegler. 230 pounds, Swayze, 235. Ziegler, evenly matched, as Lou said. Still has that hammerlock on Ziegler. Now Ziegler desperately trying to get out of this. Swayze has used the offensive in this match. He's been all over top of Ziegler.
He's prone to use some illegal tactics if the opportunity presents himself, and he hides it very well. He always does it when the referee is on the opposite side of him.
There's a hammerlock. That arm coming up toward the small of the back. Hair pulling. Everybody yells about it. The count got to 2. And again, you cannot fault the referee. If he is over on the other side, he can't see that. And this Swayze, he's cunning. He's been able to camouflage most of these illegal tactics. Got up to 2, and boy, Tommy really had to bridge up in a hurry. And again, Swayze hanging on. Rolling over to the ropes now. We need a break here. Let's see what Swayze does. Well, he kicks that shoulder, really trying to put a chink in the armor of Tommy Ziegler. Ooh, our camera really caught a good shot.
He has a loaded knee there with that knee thing, that knee band on him. I don't know if he has a bad knee or if he's
forearm
using it.
Smash there. They swapped smashes. That last one had a lot of authority, and it backs the beautiful one across the ropes. He comes in, gets another elbow. And those are legal. Those forearm smashes are illegal, and Mr. Swayze seeks the sanctuary of our studio floor. And you can see the referee giving the count.
I think Swayze took a wise escape. I think he took the easy way out.
Ziegler favoring that shoulder. You can see him over there on the right side of your screen. Two men sizing each other up. Very cautious now. Ziegler very cautious. This Swayze, he's tough. You can see them sort of fencing with each other. Great respect shown by each wrestler. Swayze gets in there. He seems to be a little bit faster here in the early part of this match in that lockup, and he's been beating Swayze to the Ziegler to the punch. And speaking of punches, I knew that was coming, and the referee's going to have to pull him off of there.
He sure does throw them in there.
Ziegler caught in that pull. Oh, that doesn't do that arm any good at all. So it seems like the plan of attack for Bruce Swayze is to apply a lot of punishment with a series of hammerlocks and smashes and kicks to the arm of Tommy Ziegler.
That's Swayze, excuse me. Swayze uses every angle.
Yeah, well, he's going to have to break here or else he'd be disqualified. Uh-oh. He holds on to the last possible minute to prevent a disqualification and to apply as much punishment as he possibly can. There you see Tommy Ziegler. So far, he hasn't been able to get much offense going. He's had a couple of solid forearm smashes. There's a belt to the midsection. Now the two men trading it out. Boy, I'm telling you, a couple of blockbusters there. There's another one. Now Ziegler sends Swayze up into the top or center strand of ropes. You might say he's hung up.
That Swayze is really taking the punishment now. That Tommy is a great competitor. He stays in there all the way.
Well, now you got a problem there. He has to get out of that because the referee wisely started the count. Bruce Swayze has a problem. I understand that Tommy Ziegler sometimes can get riled up and he can come up with a lot of illegal tactics as he has to himself. Now look at Swayze. Now this is kind of a stall, I believe, because Swayze's plan backfired when Ziegler caught him coming in and started pounding away and then sent him over into the turnbuckles upside down.
Well, they both have a lot of respect for each other, and that should be the way it is because they're both very competitive.
Perfect example of that right there. He grabs this time Ziegler with a side headlock and a takedown, and he's got a side headlock. You hear the crowd. They're very appreciative of Tommy Ziegler. Very popular young man. B.J. McAwee checking the shoulders. As long as he can get the fingers under there, it's okay.
You know, we don't have just one. We have two. We have three great athletes in there tonight. That McAwee himself is some kind of an athlete. So we have all three of them. Great condition, all three.
Well, let's see what Swayze can do here with Ziegler having the upper hand, or maybe I should say in this case, he's got the headlock. Hair pulling. Our camera caught it for a second. As soon as Swayze saw the referee looking there. As soon as the referee gets over there, Swayze will let loose. Now Swayze getting around in a position where he's going to get up, and Ziegler comes right up holding on, has that headlock really clamped on. Swayze trying for a whip-off, gets it, runs into a flying tackle that decks him. Here comes a leapfrog. Oh, there's a hip toss, kick out. Beautiful takedown again.
Now Tommy's beginning to open up now. He's a long distance man. He certainly isn't a quarter miler. He's in there for the distance.
Well, this is a 15-minute time limit bout and match rather, and we now are getting pretty close. About 2/3 through this match. Headlock applied there by Tommy Ziegler. So far, Ziegler seems to have recuperated from a very slow start. Swayze very much in command the early moments of this match. Now Swayze is trying to resort to any particular means to unlock this headlock. He has rolled Ziegler over. Now, whether he used the tights, I do not know. He's doing something down there because you can see Ziegler showing some pain. We have 2 minutes remaining. There's a whip off. He leapfrogged him, grabs that headlock and takes him right down again.
That Tommy's right on. This has been a great match, Buzz. I've really enjoyed this one.
All right, my timekeeper tells me that we're showing 1 minute left on this 15-minute time limit there, so one of these two grapplers are going to have to come up with something here in less than a minute.
Well, this is about the time they'll try for a quick pin.
Headlock still applied by Ziegler. Good shot of the headlock there. Notice how those hands are clamped. He whips him out. Oh, trying for a flying tackle. He caught an elbow. Here goes Swayze up on the ropes. How do you do? Gonna roll him over. Time for that pin. Bring it, bring it. Almost had a pin there. Both men trying to, as Lou said, finish the other opponent off. We're getting down to the final seconds now.
That's Swayze.
We have about 10 seconds left in this match. Down to 5 seconds. So, unless something happens here, it's going to be it.
A great match, ladies and gentlemen. I really enjoyed this match. Swayze has a lot of intestinal fortitude. A couple of real battlers. Great wrestlers also. This is what wrestling is all about.
Ladies and gentlemen, with the expiration of the 15-minute time limit, no falls recorded. The referee's official decision, a draw. Stay tuned now for more UWA action. UWA tag team action. One fall, 15-minute time limit. The corner to my left, ladies and gentlemen, over 600 combined pounds of weight from American Samoa, Wtvf and Sika, the Islanders. And their manager, gentleman Saul Weingeroff. And now in the corner to my right, weighing in at 229 pounds from parts unknown, the mighty Yankee. His partner from Memphis, Tennessee, weighing in at 240 pounds, Troy Graham.
As soon as I get a shot, I'll do it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a great match with gentleman Saul Weingeroff here, managing his fantastic Islanders against Troy Graham and the mighty Yankee. This should be a great wrestling match. The Islanders outweigh these fellows by a wee bit, but, and again, with the expert guidance of Saul Weingeroff, they should do very well.
Bell rings. Wtvf of the Islanders draws the starting assignment against the mighty Yankee, and the mighty Yankee is bewildered already by Wtvf. And the mighty Yankee counters there with a hammerlock. Hey, that's one way, just brute strength there to get him out. You can see the fans are very upset with the tactic of the mighty Yankee there. There's a whip. Oh, another arm drag, as they call it. And the mighty Yankee gets out of there.
These Islanders have fantastic power.
He's complaining about hair pulling. How in the world can the man pull the hair when he's got a mask on? Now he says it's my tights, and the referee decides to have a little confab. The tag in is made, and Yankee goes out. Troy Graham. Memphis, Tennessee is in there. And Wtvf being accused of pulling hair. Wtvf says, I did not pull the hair. And you can see Sika over in the corner of the Islanders saying no. Weingeroff upset about the accusations being made by Troy Graham. And there is Wendell Burchett, our referee for this event. And I'll tell you, these accusations, I'm not too sure it's good strategy there, because you get these Islanders riled up and they can be as devastating as any two men who ever stepped into any ring anywhere in the world. That's Wtvf. Standing wrist lock there. He's got it bent back, and I'll tell you, the shoulder, the elbow, the wrist, all pressure points here.
Well, they are beautiful, clean people, these Islanders, and they certainly wouldn't want to be accused of something that they did not do, particularly a dishonest thing, because they are beautiful, honest people.
He twists, goes under, gonna just whip him right over. And comes right down with the full force of that huge leg right into the muscle area, the bicep area of Graham's arm.
That's got the smart.
And there is a good shot of Sika, who is in the ring. And you can see Afer over there checking out his brother. There's Sika. Great athlete. Wow. Sika right on top of Graham. Gave him a shot. Headlock. Tags Afer. Afer comes in. Grabs that headlock on Troy Graham. With the abuse that's being taken. Oh, did you see that? Well, I'll tell you, the Islanders just might switch the multicolors on the apparel of Troy Graham. Wham! Hello there. There's one for the Yankee, and we'll just get back to Mr. Graham, and we'll just grab a headlock and zoom him right on down. And he's got him on there.
Well, he covered all corners in one fell swoop.
Over 300 pounds. Well, a lot of the confidence shown by Troy Graham when he came into the ring seems to be draining out somewhat now. Saul Weingeroff instructs his men to tag in and out. This goes behind, takes him right down. The Yankee gets in and tries to help Troy. Troy got over to the ropes, and the referee runs the Yankee out, and the Islander gives him a clean break. That is Sika. Now, Mr. Graham is complaining to the referee that some hair was pulled, and Sika says, "I did not do it." So the referee says, "All right, let's wrestle." Now they lock up. Headlock on Sika by Troy Graham. And you can see Sika trying to figure out a counter for this.
You know that Sika has a head about twice the size of a normal man.
And Graham is grinding, and he got a little careless and a standing wrist lock, and he just took him right down. And brute force. You can see Graham trying to kick out. Sika saw it coming. He just backed off. He allowed Graham to get up. Okay. There. That's one way to get out of a standing wrist lock.
He's fantastic.
Now the mighty Yankee is tagged in. Graham gets out. I don't know if you heard Graham. He says, "Oh, there." Now, there's definitely a Islander fan there. And she's yelling about the grabbing of the sarong that the Islanders went. Did you see that shot?
I
that
felt
just
it.
Lifted him right up 2 feet, sent him flying about 4 feet. This is Sika, front face lock, and I mean, he has really got it clamped on. Yeah. Yankee was trying to grab the leg and just, he can't get Sika off his feet. No way. Graham made a threatening gesture, and Afer was ready for it. Now he rolls him over, tries for a press, a kick to the head as Graham came in, and the referee didn't even have a chance to start the count. Here's a whip and double team right into that Samoan sickle, as they call it. It's a legal chop. Now they double team him, and oh my goodness gracious, he landed right there. That'll spin that mask around.
That Yankee's doing some catching.
Flying mare, Oriental nerve pinch. Graham wants to get in and help. There you see the Islander applying the pressure right into that nerve. Set of nerves that runs up toward the back of the ears, down along the side of the neck, and across the shoulders. And if you don't think that hurts, you just grab yourself at home right now and start squeezing as hard as you can, and you can see it's a paralyzing thing introduced many years ago by the Oriental wrestlers. They use it quite a bit over in the Japanese area. A fellow by the name of Mr. Moto was the first I saw to use that years ago.
Yes, they're very good at squeezing the trapezoid. They really do a great job on that.
That's Afer in command right now. The Yankee trying to do anything that he can to get out of that. Islanders still in command. There's some sneaky maneuvering there by Troy Graham, but the referee caught it. Takedown, tag out. Sika's in there now, has a straight reverse chin lock. As our camera zooms right in there. That's the way it looks when you come to UWA Wrestling in person and you got a ringside seat. That's the place to be when UWA Wrestling is in your town. There's a good example of how it usually looks from the first row. You can see Graham wanting to get in there to help his partner. Sika. The crowd screaming every time Graham seems to make a move toward going into the ring. You can see the Yankee calling for help. He needs it bad because Sika is pushing the top of the skull one direction and pulling the chin up. That's that straight old-fashioned chin lock. Tag is made. Afa comes in. The Yankee is going to be whipped over into those ropes, and there's that Samoan sickle.
Wow.
Good shot by our camera, and boy, that is devastating. That'll ring your chimes. There's a whip out, and the big man leapfrogs. Yankee doesn't know. Now he knows less now because, boy, he got that headbutt.
They break heads with that headbutt.
Here goes the Islander. The big splash, as they call it. 1, 2, 3.
What a couple of fantastic people they are. Just absolutely great athletes. Just beautiful athletes. They've worked these people over pretty well, and they're in competition with a couple of very competitive wrestlers.
Ladies and gentlemen, using the Samoan splash, winner of the match, the team of Afa and Sika, the Islanders. And before we leave you now, I believe Saul wants to go over and say something. If I can tell my director to get a shot over there, Saul wants to talk with Lou, so we'll go right over there quickly for this.
Lou, look, we're not happy. We beat these guys, and we can beat a lot of guys, but we're not happy for one reason, what the interns have done to me. You know what they've done. They sent me to the hospital, a lot of other things. Now, you promised, and everybody else around here talking to you about Ramey to box me. I want to box Ramey. When are we going to have that match? I don't care if it's on TV or any place. I want to fight Ramey with boxing gloves.
I'll try to make the match, Saul, and if I cannot make the match, they will not wrestle in this area until I do.
All right, now look at Lou. Now I know you're a man of your word. Now you're going to make that match because I want to fight Ramey, whether it's TV or any place.
Thank you very much, Saul.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with more exciting UWA action, but first, we'll take this time out. This match will be one fall with a 15-minute time limit. In the corner to my left, weighing in at 245 pounds, from the bluegrass state of Kentucky, Big Dale Mann. And now, ladies and gentlemen, in the corner to my right, weighing in at 232 pounds, the toast of the island of Sicily, Mario Leone.
Well, I'm afraid Mario Leone has his hands full with this Big Dale man. As a matter of fact, he'd be a handful for just anyone. Great wrestler, fine competitive spirit, and he loves what he's doing. And I think this Mr. Leone is going to have a busy, busy evening.
Mario Leone, dressed for the devil, so to speak. A rather Dante's Inferno type apparel. Big Dale Mann, the Western attire. Lou Thesz, while the action is going on in the ring right now, why don't you talk with the lady who has seen much action around the wrestling wars, Miss Cora Combs.
I have a beautiful lady introduced here, Cora Combs. She's the lady wrestling champion of the world. Cora, you're going to wrestle here next Tuesday on May the 4th. And we're so very, very happy to have you. Welcome aboard.
Well, it's glad to be, well, I live here, you know, Lou. This is my home, but I haven't wrestled here in quite be about a couple and a half years, I think. But it's going to be good to be back to see all my fans.
Well, thank you very much. We'll look forward to seeing you here on Tuesday, May 4th. Thank you a lot.
All right, there's a lady who has seen many battles, Miss Cora Combs. Okay, Dale Mann with Mario Leone. Mario Leone has just been basically fighting for just his life, so to speak. Big Dale Mann all over top of him. Boy, Cora looks in good shape, I'll tell you that.
She sure does, Buzz.
Both
She's a
ways,
great athlete.
in the ring and out of the ring. Uh-oh, Mann got a little careless there. And now, he wasn't that time, as Leone gets up, fights back. Boy, I'll tell you, this Big Dale Mann, quite a vicious wrestler when he wants to be. Look at that.
I'm
and
really
out of your
impressed with that
picture he
fellow.
went. He almost went out of the studio. Sam and Mann, one arm whip, zapped right into the midsection. And down he goes. Hey, he's got him in that giant airplane swing. Around and around he goes. Mario may wish he was back in Sicily. 1, 2, 3, there it is.
What a fantastic merry-go-round. That big fellow can really cut it. A fine, fine athlete. Kentucky must be proud of him.
Using the giant airplane swing, winner of the match, Big Dale Mann. And we'll have more action right after this timeout. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is time now for tag team wrestling here on our UWA presentation. This will be one fall until the expiration of our TV time. Introducing first, well, I'm just going to dispense with the introductions, and I'm going to get out of here and see if I can let the picture tell the story.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is a real fiasco here. That Cowboy, Ray Parker, Costello, and the spoiler just seem to make their own rules, and they just take over. Now, Louis, Arriba, Martinez, and Parente are fine wrestlers. Competitive, they can be rough.
Well, it seems as though Al Costello and Cowboy Parker and the spoiler have done a little sneaky attacking here. I was preparing to give the introductions.
What goes on around here anyway?
Louis, I'm sorry.
Attacking him before he goes in the ring here.
Well, a very...
Look what they've done to my partner. They're not going to get away with this. What are they trying to do? What are they trying to do, beat us before we go in the ring?
Arriba Louis Martinez very upset because Lorenzo Parente was the recipient, more so than Martinez, of the sneak attack. Not only was it Costello with that boomerang and that kicking, but Cowboy Ray Parker and the spoiler got in. Well, Lou, what do you do in a case like that?
Well, there's not a great deal you can say, but you know they got Louis over here at the table here and banged his head on the table, but then they got.
Get away with this, Lou.
I hope they don't get away with it, Louis. But they hit Parente in the stomach with a chair. He seems to have some abdominal problems, but I think that Louis is capable of taking care of himself with maybe more than one wrestler. He's a very emotional fellow, and he usually takes care of himself very, very well.
Well, anyhow, we have Louis Martinez, 225 pounds from Mexico City. Lorenzo Parente, 240 pounds from Italy, against Cowboy Parker, 250, and the spoiler, 245. Now, Louis is coming back over. You can see the crowd.
Lou, nothing like this ever happened before. What do you call this anyway? What are the odds around here? No, wait a minute, Lou. They got me all riled up. They got me all steamed up. I'm going to take on one at a time. I'll take on one at a time. One at a time. I'll take them on one at a time right now.
One at a time. Agreed.
One at a time.
Agreed.
You make sure they don't interfere now.
One at a time, Louis. Go
One
get
at a
him.
time.
Well, let's see, Lou. I understand this used to be called a handicap match.
That's what they called them, and this fellow's the guy that can handle it. Louis could handle a handicap match very well. He's from the old school.
Costello is disputing now. He seems to be very irate. I can hear Costello saying this is supposed to be tag team wrestling. Why did he think of that before he started all of the onslaught? Parente has been helped out of the studio and has been taken back to the dressing room. Now the argument. Well, I guess Costello's going to agree to it, and the bell is rung.
Well, I know what their strategy is, Buzz. They're going to try to wear this fellow out, but they have another thing coming. I don't think they can do it.
Well, there's a hip lock, a back body drop, and Cowboy Ray Parker staggers over to the corner. And you can see Martinez right on top of him.
You bet he is.
Solid smashes. Here's a whip off the ropes. That's an uppercut that landed right on the chin, a chop that was brought from the uppercut position. And you can see the whistle blowing. Al Costello trying to encourage Ray Parker, but so far Parker has been doing just what you see, being tossed around as Arriba Martinez very angry. There's Costello trying to revive. That boomerang went right across your screen there as he took a swipe at Martinez. Martinez grabs the boot of the Cowboy. Step over, toe hold, reverse position, slams down on that leg.
That Louis can handle himself in any company.
And Martinez telling
He's very angry about Parente's
Parker
injury.
says, you did that to my partner. Uh-oh, watch this. Wow, man, that do hurt.
He and Parente are very, very close. They train together, they break bread together, and Louis has a lot of love for the
Possum
man.
stomp. That'll ring those bells. And there's Costello. Seems to be very, very concerned. And well, he should be. If he instructed Cowboy and Spoiler to do this, it may not have been the best strategy. Back body drop.
That
And
Cowboy is
look
doing
at
some
that.
catching.
Look at that look on his face. Boy,
He's had it.
That's a total of 250 pounds crashing. There you see Costello talking to the Spoiler. And the count goes on, and Parker favoring that back. And boy, I'll tell you, the Cowboy has really been roughed up.
Well, Costello needs to get one of his men back in the ring, and that means the Cowboy.
Martinez right in there on top of him. Here's the Spoiler trying to get in the ring. The referee says, no, get out. Costello using that boomerang caught Martinez right in the muscle area of the thigh. And now this gave Parker a chance to do some damage. And you can see him putting that knee to advantage the big Cowboy kick to the head twice. Again. And Martinez slowed up and stunned. Parker right on top of him.
Well, Costello was responsible for weakening him.
He's got him. That boomerang is used right into the forehead of and the action is still continuing. And you can see Costello and Parker in there. He goes up on top of those ropes.
Well, that's the way it goes. Louis is making a comeback. A tremendous athlete. He's fighting for his life, and he's doing some winning.
And he's got him in that airplane spin around and around and around and around. Drops him down. Gonna try to roll him over. Spoiler gets in the ring. He's in there illegally. Now, I'm just gonna have to wait and see.
Oh, that boomerang again. We're going to have to outlaw that boomerang or do something about that, Buzz, because this is just getting out of hand.
Okay, they're in there just brutalizing Louis Martinez.
Oh,
that boomerang
Now he's using the spoiler. He's using that claw.
Look at that hand.
He's using the
What
claw.
a fantastic amount of power he has in that hand. You know,
He also
years
has
and
a
years
glove.
ago, for Russia, they brought a fellow that had the iron claw. Look at that. That's fantastic, the power that he has with that claw. That's a very, very unusual thing for a man to have that kind of power in his hand. Very few people ever will develop it.
Parente is back.
Parente is back in to save his partner.
Boy, he got El Costello, and you can see Mr.
You
Costello.
bet he did.
Now they're over in this area here. Costello trying to get out of here.
Costello.
Parente has
He's after
won the
him.
other two wrestlers right out of the ring.
Louis is after him. Wait a minute, Louis. Wait a minute.
If this keeps up, I'm getting under the table.
Don't do that. Don't do it. You're not permitted to use a chair. Louis, you're not permitted to use a chair. I'm very, very sorry. But that just isn't permitted. No, you can't do that. I know that you've been abused and you're unhappy. And I know that you were very unhappy
Lou!
with your partner being abused the way he was.
Wait a minute, ladies and gentlemen. Be quiet, please. Lou, put yourself in my place. Put yourself in my position, and you people. What would you do if you got a hold of that tooth? What would you do? This is not wrestling any longer. This is not wrestling. This is not the profession that I've been in for 15 years. Nothing like this has ever happened to me in 15 years. I'm not a ballroom fighter. I'm not an alley fighter. I'm not a street fighter. The last time I had a fight like this when I was a kid. Fight for my life when I was a kid. No, these are full-grown men in here. Full-grown men who try to take my living away from me. I've got a grand old mother, a mother, some sisters. They depend upon me for my livelihood and their livelihood. They're not going to stop me. I'm not a ballroom fighter, but they just brought out the animal in me. Please, ladies and gentlemen, forgive me for the way I'm acting up here. Please forgive me. I'm not an animal. I don't want to sound vicious. I don't want revenge. I don't want revenge. The Bible says no revenge, but I'll tell you one thing, do unto others they do unto you. That's what the Bible says.
Louis, just a minute. We're going to make a commercial break. Go back and get that taken care of, and then come back and we'll talk some more.
I'm not going to leave. I'm staying right here. I'm standing. You people
Okay,
back up.
we'll take a commercial break.
We'll take a
We'll
break.
be
Hang
back
on,
right
Louis.
after this.
Hang on.
We do have to break for just a second. Okay, we're back here, and Louis Martinez and Lorenzo Parente, very irate, and well, they should be.
Lou.
Well, thank you very much, Buzz. Louis, I know that you're very angry and your adrenaline is flowing.
You see every drop of blood that I'm spilling here? I swear to God, just as sure as I'm standing here, if I don't get some satisfaction one way or another, and if I do get that satisfaction, spoiler, Cowboy Parker, and you stinking manager, you're no manager, you're just a little weasel, that's what you are, a little weasel. And I'll tell you one thing, for every drop of blood that I spill right at this very moment here, you're all gonna spill 3 drops to my 1 drop. I promise you that, if and when I get the opportunity. Parente, I'm glad you're all right. It's just too bad that they took advantage of me while you were gone.
Lou, you got me by surprise with that chair, but they come more than one chair, they stopped me. I'm back here. You, Cowboy Parker, the spoiler El Costello, let me tell you this. We're gonna get you one way or the other. If I have to bring this piece of steel pipe, or if I have to come in a ring with anything.
A 2x4 is what they understand, a 2x4, right? Yeah, a 2x4.
We want this man back in the ring.
And no matter where I go, remember the victory cry, Arriba, Arriba, Arriba.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. You've just heard from Louis Martinez and Lorenzo Parente, a couple of great athletes. I'm going to make every effort. We're going to make every effort to see that they get their match that they want. Buzz?
Well, the only thing I can say is what Costello and what the spoiler and Cowboy Parker did was just a tactic that I just don't condone, and I am with, as I'm sure everybody here in the audience, are you with Arriba Louis Martinez and Lorenzo Parente? First they attack Lorenzo Parente,
And then when we agreed for the handicap match, after Cowboy Parker was seemingly defeated, we have the spoiler coming in with that iron cross, or that claw as it was called.
Fantastic thing that he did there. The power just was overpowering. I never saw anything like that before in my life.
Okay, now, wait a minute. What do we have here now?
Well, here's El Costello.
We're going to pulverize, eradicate, and demolish these blooming blokes and knock their bloody heads off.
Just see us put the hurt on those peewees in there. Just see us put the hurt on those peewees. We annihilated them. We beat them from pillar to post. We buried them in the mat, and they want to get a match with us. They're going to have better talent than that before they can come up against a spoiler and Parker.
3 against 1? Are you
just one? That's right. He had 3 against 1.
And this makes it 4. This makes it 4 against 1. That boomerang right there.
The only thing that beat them is the claw.
Did you see this claw? You saw what it
You
done.
saw what it did to it. It hurt him. It put the hurt on him like we like to do.
Yes, we saw the claw. I think you're a very powerful man. I think you, Costello, need reprimanding. You and that boomerang are going to have to be reprimanded.
Just don't be doing that talking when we're out here. We can replace you with a mic stand, you know it? Because we are the champions, and it only remains to be seen out there until we get the straps put around us.
Okay, well,
Bring your fist and put them in that square circle. See
we're going to do that.
Listen, let all these bloody
Walk away
blokes
from the claw and Parker.
muckalize, primp their feathers, and do their best, because they're going to pulverize, eradicate, demolish, and destroy all of our opponents and drive them right through the blooming mat.
You know, these idiots there, they want a match with it. You know, we got to put our little John Henry on the black and white paper here, and we haven't done that best. So don't you tell them you're making a match for us.
I'll tell you what you're going to
until we
do.
put our pencil mark on the paper.
If you want to wrestle in this
backing out,
area,
are
you'll
you?
do what you're told.
Are you backing
No,
out?
we won't. No, we won't. We don't back away from nobody. We'll put the hurt on anybody that wants to get in there.
Get any of them out there. You can get the interns out there. See how they like this claw and Parker.
Yeah, give Raymond this pencil. They will take them all on.
That is correct.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you just heard from Al Costello and his men, Cowboy Ray Parker and the spoiler.
That's what the guy had.
Well, Lou, let's try to get some order here. Let me go over here and get the chair.
Well, Louis Martinez illustrated
let's
to me
sit
that
down
he
and
can handle
try.
these people
It's-
very well
Let's sit down
if he
here,
were
Lou.
given the opportunity, and I'm going to make every effort to give him that opportunity.
Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, you heard from Al Costello, rather loudmouth, along with his 2 wrestlers, and you heard from injured Louis Martinez and an equally disturbed Lorenzo Parente. And what they did, Lou, was just uncalled for, and I think justice will have to take place, and something has got to be done, and I sure hope you as matchmaker will do it, because we got to stop this.
Buzz, I'm either going to make the match or Costello, Parker, and the spoiler will not wrestle in the area. It's going to be as simple as that. We're going to supervise this thing in such a way that Costello cannot use that boomerang. We'll take care of it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our time is about up. So this is Buzz Benson speaking for Lou Thesz and for our great camera crew and our director, saying until next week, remember UWA Wrestling. So long, everybody.
So long, sports fans.